Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hi Sharon. Hi Steph, Kelly, Bonnie. Hi New York. You managed to stay up. Sarah, Vicky. How is everybody? Happy Sunday. How's your day been? How's your week been? Hi Veronica, how are you going? Hi Caitlin. Just wait for everyone to come on. Shalamotek, Manishma. Weeks do go so quick. Hi Maz, how are you going? Francis? Okay, let's get into it. Don't forget to like and share. Welcome to tonight's banter. I hope you've all had an incredible week. I've had a crazy week. Back on the floor cutting hair, and yeah, I guess you forget how busy barbershops get. So this week I've been off my feet actually, and it's been actually crazy. Hi Carrie, I read today that you lost a heap of weight, so that's good. Keep going. I'm just reading some of your comments. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. Pam, just yeah, you just don't realize how busy things get. Like you're literally on your feet 8 hours a day, 9 hours, something like that. So it's been really cool. But one thing I do love, and I have to share it with you, is the stories. And just the history behind it. We had one little old guy come in, and he was talking about the first time he went to a barber, and he said it was 1945. I remember it because it was the year my mum was born. So 1945, 1946. And so he said it was the first time that he went, and I think he said that he was 9 or 10 years old, and his dad took him. And it was just really cute that, that he remembers the institution of what barbering actually was. So that's really cool. So anybody that wants to come down and have a haircut, I'm at Devon Barbers in Doncaster. Doncaster Road. Don't ask me the address because I wouldn't have a clue. But it's Devon Barbers in Doncaster. So yeah, just come on down. I'll cut your hair for you. Shoot, how's everybody been? Kelly, I'm not coming all the way to Angrada just to cut your hair. That's crazy. I'll see if I can find the address. Wait a minute. It is. I don't know what it is. Do I love it? Yeah, I do love it. I hate how it makes my feet ache. You'll make it worth my while. what are you gonna offer me, Kelly? A hamburger. Oh my god, that's so funny. Anyway, I'm just trying to think what else I've done during the week. Besides cut hair. Done some readings, of course. Hi Louise, welcome to the first banter. What are we doing? Got told to come on because you're amazing. Can you send it to me? Oh, before I forget, guys, I think it's next week. I'm actually live on the platform. Live at Williamstown Spiritualist Church. Go to my such having a brain fart. My Facebook page, and I'll put the details up there. Or you can go to Williamstown Spiritualist Church. I think it's what it's called, a Spiritualist Center or something like that. If you go there, and you'll be able to get the details there. So yeah, next weekend, I think it's at 3 o'clock. Who's got a sad face there? What's that for? Yeah, I think it's at 3 o'clock in Williamstown, Victoria, and I'm on the platform there, and that's next week. And then next month, I'm on again with Geordie James at Healing Hand Spiritualist as well. So all really cool. All really cool stuff. So hopefully they won't lock us down, and hopefully we'll get on, and we'll we'll be able to actually do some readings for you guys live instead of on Facebook, instead of on Zoom, instead of on Skype. You can come down and actually see the live show, which is going to be awesome. So hopefully we'll be able to get the shows back up and running that we missed out on last year, which is really cool. Really cool. All right, I can see you all asking messages, and just want to remind you all that I'm going to go where I'm guided to by Spirit. Okay, so I can see that you're all desperate, and I understand that totally, but I am going to go where I'm guided to with Spirit, and of course, if any spirits do come forward, then again, I have no control over who they are for or who they're actually chosen to come through, if that makes sense. So yeah, there you go. Teresa, Stephanie. Yeah, I'll be in Williamstown, so that's really cool. Really cool. Hi Liz, how you going? Hi New Zealand. How are you? All right, let me just see what cards I've got with me. What cards do you want? Let me see. Hi Wollongong. I have got Debbie Malone Psychic cards. I've got the Horse cards. I've got Alice in Wonderland. What are these ones? Do you know what? I'm going to use Nick's cards. Love these. You want the Alice cards? Nick's cards, Alice's cards, Nick's cards, Nick's cards, Alice cards. Nick might pop on. All right, we'll wait and see. Ooh. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Jenny, Sarah. Okay, let me have a look here. Don't forget to share, guys. Don't forget to share. Okay, here we go. All right. While I'm letting the energies build up in the cards, I'm going to open up the platform to just brief questions, okay? And brief guidance, if that makes sense. So I'm going to answer quick questions. So ready, set, go. And just remember, it's going to be very quick questions. Jody, not at the present time. Kate, my weekend has been busy. I haven't stopped, to be honest, and doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. Regarding fertility, where am I at? Caitlin, I feel as if there's something that needs to be moved. I'm not quite sure whether there's a cyst or polyp or something like that. I'm not a medical doctor, but I just feel like there's something there, or maybe you've already had it removed, but I feel like there's an obstacle standing in the way of your fertility. So just hold on to that. I do feel it will get fixed, but at the present time, I don't see anything there. Do I continue with the house in Glenroe? And Kelly, no. Is my boss happy? Is your boss happy? I see a question mark there on that one, Sammy. What month will I move home? Back April. Will I get into a relationship soon? I don't feel it will be the intermediate soon, but I do feel as if they will. It will sort of like come forward. Maybe September, October. It's definitely. Maz, I've got a couple of kids living with me. Will they stay long term? Yes, I feel like they will. But I see a pause in between, so I don't know whether they'll go and come back. But that's what I'm seeing on that one. I shared direct to love friend who actually needs your help. Thank you, Karen. My phone just went off. Sarah, yes. Stacey Dunlop. I don't want to try. Stacey, yes. Will he leave her in the next 3 months? Complication is the word I'm getting on that one. Complication. Lyndon, yes. Kelly, I can't. I want to say no on that one. My cousin was stabbed and is in hospital. Could you possibly tell me who from? My cousin was stabbed and is in hospital. Ooh. Have to think on that one. When you learn to accept yourself, Georgina. Yes, Sharon. Yes, Marie. Kelly, I feel as if you need to go on your own journey. Beck, no. Larissa, I do feel, but you're running away from it. Carrie, next year, Carrie, I want to put that one. All right, Guy, one question only. Come on. Everybody's asking 55,000 questions. Okay. Just one question. You got to be fair, let other people have a go. If you're wanting more in depth, then please, feel free to book a reading. With my banner. Let me just see. Here we go. You can book from my website if you want a more in-depth reading. But I'm not going to answer all your questions on here. I'll answer one for quick guidance, okay? Alicia Shea. Yes, I do medium readings. Will it work out with my partner? Bonnie, yes, I feel the answer to that will be yes. Your back pain will let up. Sammy, yes, I do feel your boss is happy with your work. All right. So I'm just having a quick scan over the messages, and a lot of people are asking, when am I going to be in a relationship? Is it going to be the right relationship? I want to say stop doubting, okay? Stop doubting, and detach from the outcome of expectation in a relationship. Too many people when they enter relationships have an expectations of, what should be there, or what or how it should run, and it doesn't always work like that. Relationships are complicated, and there's a lots of different dynamics that come into to play when dealing with relationships. And the one thing that I want to say to you is, like, learn to love yourself first. When you can love yourself first, then the relationship side of things is easy. There's so many of you looking for love in all the wrong places, I want to say. And I just want to you just point out that relationships don't complete you. You have to feel complete in yourself, in order for the right relationship to come along. And I just want to point that out very, very clearly, guys. Stop looking for relationships to complete you. I can see a lot of these questions coming through, and there's a lot of hope pinned on them. And whilst I can understand that, everybody has a need, to feel wanted and to feel loved and to feel respected. Everybody has a need for all of those things. However, you have to find that within yourself first. You have to be comfortable in all those things first, and then the relationship will come along. And even when you are in relationship, there are triggers that come along as well. There are so many things from our past that will come up, and even when you're in the right relationship, you'll be triggered. And we have this innate ability to let our ego run our programs for us. And so from time to time we can take things personally, we can take things out of context. We can hurt in all the wrong places, and at the end of the day, it's because we have an expectation on how things should be. And I guess that's what it's called, being human. However, for those of you that are desperately asking, is this the right one for me? Ask yourself, am I in the right place for me at the present time? Because your external world will mimic your internal world. And if you're satisfied, complete, and content in your internal world, then your external world is going to mirror that as well. So I just want to throw that one out there as a little bit of food for thought. I think, it's really important for each and every one of us to just realize that we have to sort of like work on ourselves first, if that makes sense. And it's so easy for us to put expectation on other people. And look, I do it. I'm human, like the rest of everybody. We have expectations. We get hurt. Our ego gets in the way. We have self-importance, and we shouldn't really, but we do. And that's what is called, soul growth, when we can work through those things and understand that, we can't, we can only control ourselves. Another person cannot control us. How we react, how we respond, that's us, and that's our conflict. It's not anybody else's. So whenever you've got conflict, and whenever you're dealing with something that's bothering you, and whenever somebody's pissed you off, you've got to understand that they're just being themselves, and your response to how they are being, that's your problem. You need to hunt that one out and figure out why. Why am I pissed off? Why am I dirty? Why am I angry? Why am I sad? Because it's not actually the person. They're just being themselves. And it reminds me of, little kids when you see them in shopping centers, and you see their parents screaming at them, stop doing that and stop doing this, and I'll get you home and whip you one, and all this sort of stuff. And this woman's like totally off her tits, carrying on like a right twat. And what she doesn't realize is the kid's just being a kid. A normal 4-year-old, a normal 3-year-old, they're just being a kid. They don't know how to be any different. And the conflict is in the parent because they're being embarrassed. And well, that's your shit, not the kids. So, how do you deal with a child that's just being a child? You let them be the child. You listen to them. You give them understanding and kindness. You don't threaten them. And the same applies to people. When they're having meltdowns or they're having a moment, the conflict is in them. It's not in you, and it's not for you to take things personally and get your nose out of joint. Okay, you're having a moment. Get over it. Keep moving forward. But there's always a lesson in it all. Always a lesson in it all. So whenever you've got conflict this week, guys, just have a look at it and see it for what it is, and move through it, you know, with compassion and love and understanding. All right, what I'm going to show you here is read out some really cool things. I've got this Wayne Dyer calendar, and it has a little affirmation for every day. So I thought I'd share some of them just really quickly. What do we got here? Let me just see. I'll pick a date. Let me see. What do we got? Love creates new form, changes matter, and holds the cosmos together beyond time and space. It's in every one of us. It's called God. Okay, that's cool. Those who are good, the sage treats with goodness. Those who are bad, he also treats with goodness, because the nature of his being is good. Very cool, huh? Oh my God, seriously? There's a dickhead already on. Losers. Okay. So there you go. A bit of Wayne Dyer. Love that. Really cool. So your cousin, Kara, I feel like this. Your cousin knows the person that actually inflicted bodily harm on them. So I feel like it's just like a domestic that's gotten out of, you know, gotten out of trouble. How come you're on your own name and not under the admin? Bad shuffling. Ronnie's not watching. Maybe. Hi, Fifi. How are you? You managed to work it out after 7 months. Fee, I'm drawn to you at the moment, so I'm going to pull a card for you. Choices, feeling blocked and restrained, okay? This one is showing me that you're frustrated, that you're blocked, that you're searching for answers, searching for guidance, and you're not quite sure which way you're going to go on this one. I do see a multiple of choices coming forward, and I feel that when you stand still and quieten your mind, clarity will come forward. Where I'm going with this one is that, you know, you're taking on too much. It's almost like you're overflowing with options. And I just want to say to you, settle down and just do one thing at a time. Okay, just do one thing at a time, because at the moment it's like you're overwhelmed, and it's like when you're, you know, you sit in front of a smorgasbord full of food and you absolutely guts out on everything and you just feel ill. And I feel like that's what's going on in your life at the present time. There's too many options, too many choices, too much near and around you, and the input is overload. So I just want to say to you, quieten down, step back, socially, step back on you know, intimate you know, connections, just for a little bit, and bring your energy back to you, because I really feel as if you sort of like needing to mend and heal yourself at the present time. You know, when you're blocked, it's primarily because you know, you're doing too much all at once, and then you just shut down, if that makes sense. So you know, that brings forward an essence of you know, feeling restrained, because you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, you can't move forward because everything's shut down. It's like a you know, a car that you're trying to sort of like go at 100 kilometers an hour in fourth gear when you haven't even started the car yet. You know, it's a process. You've got to go from first to second to third and then into fourth. But you know, you need to just you know, stop that and just sit and allow the energy to run through you and flow through you and be grounded a little bit more. So hope that makes sense for you, Fee. Every day you're shuffling. And here I was thinking you was a big gambler. No. Oh shit, I just dropped my phone. I think I dropped my phone. I dropped something. Oh yeah. Where am I gonna go? Yeah, Vicky, I think you will. You're watching. you crack me up. Okay, Kathy. Oh, where'd you go? All right, Kathy, let's have it. Oh my God, one flew out. All right, I'm going to go with the one that flew out. Investigate. Look closely. Any questions? Think before acting. Okay. So Kathy, this one is showing me that you're very quick of the mind, quick of the mouth, if that makes sense. And I want to say to you, try and pause before you actually respond, because sometimes you are a little bit too quick. And once it's out there, it's out there. Trust me, I know. I'm a Gemini. Sometimes you do blurt things out and then you regret them or think about after the fact later. But I do feel that there are things that you need to have a look at, and I think that you need to turn the what do you call it, the looking glass inside, and actually ask yourself the questions, what do I want, where do I need to be, because you're sort of like focusing your attention elsewhere, everywhere except on yourself, if that makes sense. And sometimes it's because we don't want to see the obvious and we don't want to know about the obvious, and so we try and look in all different directions other than within. It's easy to heal other people, rather than look at yourself, if that makes sense. So I just feel that you need to sort of like dig around a little bit inside yourself. Okay. In this particular card is the giraffe, and the giraffe talks about being part of both worlds, the sky and the earth. And I feel that that's really indicative of the energy of being balanced, being bringing all of your energies from the crown to the base, and just bringing that energy all the way through your system, rather than blowing your head off, or just being too grounded. And so I just want to say to you, you need to investigate your blockages. What's stopping you moving forward? Where are the blockages? What's out of alignment? All of these sort of things. Ask questions from spirit, because the guidance is there, and I know that you hear it, but you just sort of, when there's an answer that comes and you don't want to know about it, you sort of turn your head and walk away. And spirit's just saying, you are being guided, you are being supported, but you're not seeing what's right in front of your face. You're seeing what you expect to see. And so think before you act, and dig a little bit deeper, because there's some investigation that needs to happen there, and it is within, not externally, if that makes sense. So Kathy, I hope that makes sense to you. Hi Mel, how you going? Yeah, good. Hi Carol, how are you, honey? Are you good? Listen, what I remember, now that I've seen Carol jump on, I have a brand new development class starting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I think it is. Sorry, no, 8:30. 8:30 tomorrow night. I've got a brand new development class. So if you want to be a part of that class and would love to learn from me, have me mentor you, please get in contact with me, AustralianPsychicBarber.com. There's a form there, and you can certainly jump on and join that development class. Got a couple in there already, and I would love to see some more. So if you feel like you want to be mentored, please contact me. I'm more than happy to teach you. It is $20 a session, payable by the month. But we're pretty flexible and work it all out. So just while I remember, Day, there's trouble. How are you, babe? Okay. All right, let me have a look. All right, where am I going here? All right, you. Let's have a look. Just remember, guys, I go where I'm drawn to. And let's have a look here. Okay, Rob the Reader, you are rare and free. There are not many like you. You can say that again. All right, so I just feel as if, there's just a reminder that not everybody's going to treat you the way that you treat them, okay? And I do feel that sometimes, there's a little bit of expectation there, and, there's certainly a lot of hurt and pain associated with things, because people do take advantage of us, whether we're aware of it or not. And I think in your case, you do realize that people take advantage of your kindness and generosity. And, I think that in the coming year, you need to sort of like reassess things and have a look at where your loyalties lay. Because, at the end of the day, relationships are all about being balanced, and whether it's a loving relationship or an intimate relationship, a friendship relationship, you can't be the one that's always contributing and putting in, and you can't always be the one that's sort of like holding space. It has to be balanced, and I think that that's something that you're going to have a look at this year, because I think that it's certainly going to become louder and louder as the year goes by. So that one's just coming up for you, Rob the Reader. And yeah, I'm just drawn to pass that message on to you. So that's really cool. Jody. Jody, I'm not gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna pull you a card for it. Okay, so let me just see what comes out. Again, I'm using the Alice in Wonderland deck by Lucy Cavendish. I love this deck. All right, what do we got here? Lead the way, be a leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. Okay. So you're talking about you and your family move, or if I move with a job side. Okay. At the present time, Jody, I feel as if you have to be the strong one at the present time. Okay. And I feel at the moment the stability beneath you is a little bit wobbly. Okay, a little bit wobbly. It's like they're showing me sort of like, four legs of a table, but one's really wobbly and not stable. That's how they're showing me. Okay. If change is what you want, you're going to have to instigate it. It's not actually going to come to you of its own free will. You're going to have to be the one that instigate it. Okay. And I think that around, near, and surrounding you, there's a lot of doubt and a lot of fear in relocating. Um, However, when you step out of that fear and step into, the prospect of new opportunities, then that's going to ease the mind of other people. I do feel that there's strings attached here. So I don't know whether it's parents that are keeping you here, or parents connected to here. But I think that, these are all the things that you're going to have to address if you were to actually move. Whether or not it's, of your own free will, or whether it's regarding, a job. But I just feel at the moment things need to stay where they are, because you sort of like have to address something that's not broken but a little bit wobbly, and you've got to figure out where that wobble comes from. Okay. Where that wobble comes from. I do see a northern trip, and I don't know whether that's a holiday or a permanent move, but I'm being shown upwards. So I will say that there is a trip north. Okay. Whether that is, the end result of a final move, I can't tell you at this stage. But I will say that you're going to be moving north, but you also have to address things here before you can move any further. So I hope that helps and gives you some clarity. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Roxy, I don't know what your message is directed to, but I won't stand for any negativity on my page. Okay. If you want to talk derogatory to somebody else, then take it elsewhere, please. I won't stand for it on my show. I'm on here invoking love and light and blessings, and I just think everybody's deserving of guidance. And no nastiness, please. There's no need for it. There you go. Mel's this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. There you go. 28th of February is the Open Arms platform event with Geordie. So yeah, that's pretty good. Can't wait to do that one. I think it's going to be really awesome to get back on the live shows. As much as I love doing these banters, and as much as I love the ease of doing my readings, of course, by Zoom and things like that. There's nothing like a live show. There's nothing like a live audience and live interaction. It's just absolutely incredible, and certainly takes mediumship to the next level. So I can't wait. It's going to be really awesome. And of course, this week we have Williamstown on the weekend. So very cool. Joanna Jacobson, Mel, how you going? All right. Yeah, the audience loves me. Hopefully we'll get to Canada sometime this year. That show still needs to go ahead. I think it was rebooked for June, but I'm not quite sure what's going to happen now. We just have to wait and see. But at some stage we'll be definitely in Canada, which will be awesome. All right. Where am I going to go? Mel, while you're on there, I'm going to pull a card for you. Law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. Okay. Blair, well, I don't know what the giving up thing is there, but okay. Anyway, I'm just going to jump on here. Melanie, law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. Look, Mel, I think that There are a lot of things in life that aren't fair, and I just feel this one is associated about work for you, and I don't know whether there's some new regulations being implemented in one of your jobs. I know that you work pretty hard, and I just feel like there's some restrictions coming in that aren't necessarily fair, but you can't really do much about it. You just sort of have to cop it on the chin, and either choose to walk away or move forward with it. But I do feel it's work related, and I see contracts involved with it as well. And I just want to say to you, it's not fair, but it is what it is. Okay, so just be gentle with it, Mel. Just let it pass over. Sometimes you have to choose your battle, and I just want to say this one, just let it go. You're not going to win it, and you're going to lose a hell of energy, trying to. So let that one go. We are waiting on an EBA. What's an EBA? I don't know what an EBA is. EBA. Black Craddock, what are you giving up? Kathy Louise, always been a bit of a skeptic. That's a positive thing. You should always question everything. I always do. And until it becomes reality in your reality, then that's a whole. Oh, it's a workplace agreement. That is a whole different ballgame. So yeah, I always say listen, but be skeptical to everything. Listen, but be skeptical to everything. Which is really cool. What? Sharon, I don't see that happening at this stage. I don't see this one. All right, guys. So there's a few that are looking a little bit disgruntled that you're not getting readings. As I said to you, I go where spirit is asking me to go to, and I'd like to sit here and go, yeah, I'd love to read for you, and I'd love to read for you, and I'd love to read for you, and of course I would. But I'm not in charge of this. Okay, it's not set up this way. This is set up to give you an idea of what you will receive in a private reading, okay? And so if there is something specific that you're drawn to, or some guidance that you're seeking, but please book a reading with me. I'll always find the time to schedule you in, and we're certainly more than happy to do that for you. Then focus if you are meant to be read for spirit will arrange a booking. What? I don't know what you're saying, me. Anyway, I want to talk about a Dave or a David. Okay, a Dave or a David. Okay. I feel like I need to connect to somebody called Dave, or Dave goes by the name of David. And I had a bit of a link earlier on as well, and I'm just trying to think of what it actually was. I can smell oil with this person as well. So I feel like I've got a Dave or a David in spirit, and I feel like as if he's like a grease monkey, like mucking around in smelly cars or something like that, like a mechanic or something along those lines. I feel, that's what I'm getting. I feel like I've got overalls on. I might have tinkered with cars or worked with cars and got a lot of pressure in my head on this guy. So I feel as if he may have passed with a brain aneurysm or something to do with the brain, lack of oxygen, something along those lines. But I feel like that's what I'm dealing with. I feel a little bit disorientated with him as well. So please, can somebody place this gentleman? It's a David, and I feel like he might have been a mechanic or worked, or he smells like oil. Okay, that's the smell. When you go into a car garage, and there's that oily, wet smell. That's what I feel I'm smelling with him. So I need to connect with him, and I feel like his name is David or David. Who's going to place him? Okay. Who's going to place him? And I'm also seeing football socks on him as well. So I know that he's got football socks on. Those long football socks. So I know that he enjoys football. So who's got him, guys? I know that somebody has him. David, mechanic, passed with something related to the head, and he smells like a mechanic. His hair's all a bit roughed up, a bit messy. He doesn't look really old, Deborah. He looks probably, I don't know, around his, I don't know, 40s, 50s, somewhere there. That's what I'm getting with this guy. That's what I'm getting with this guy. And he's showing me a barbecue as well. So I know that he liked a barbecue because he's got like kebabs on the barbecue, which is really interesting. I love it when they cook for you. It'd be all right if they handed us the money, wouldn't it? But they don't. Okay, so can anyone place this, guys? Okay. Deborah, you've got a maybe, but you're not sure if he's passed. Okay. Not sure if he's passed. I have to also I feel like I need to talk. I'll put a Liz or an Elizabeth in there as well. So there might be a Liz or Elizabeth or Betty or something along those lines that I need to put in with it as well. So I feel like there's a mother figure that is wanting to step forward as well, and I feel as if she would have passed with cancer. Okay, so there's an Elizabeth or a Betty, and I know that Betty or even a Bertie, but I know that there's cancer involved as well, connected to this Dave or David also. And I know that he was cremated because I'm seeing the box, I'm seeing the urn that the ashes would be placed in, and I feel like I'm on the mantelpiece or somewhere there. I feel like I'm put up high, if that makes sense. So, guys, can anybody place this guy? He's really clear, and he's coming forward. He's got work boots on, a pair of football socks. I know that he's working in a garage or he's working on cars because he smells like oil. And I feel as if he's either had a brain aneurysm or something to do with the brain, because he's showing me that he's, like a loss of consciousness and funny around the head area. Also feels as if there's the name Elizabeth or Liz or Betty is connected to him as well. So I don't know whether it's a grandmother or a mum, but I have to place that also. So who can place him, please? Anybody? I'm being shown fake grass, guys. So the person that's connected to is had some connection with like fake lawn or fake turf this week. Thanks, Jade. I'll just hold that there. Can anybody else place any of this information? They're not showing me, not showing me, Maddie. Oh, Jade, you just sowed your seeds with new lawn. Okay. All right. So maybe you. Let's just hold on to you for 2 seconds. Jade, would it make sense that somebody in your family is like somebody the first or somebody the second, somebody the third, like that. Like there's a name, you know, blah blah the first or blah blah the second. Would it make sense that you have that or your partner has that in his family? Would that make sense? I love the details that spirit actually show you. It's really funny. I'm also being shown a ring with a stone falling out of it, or a ring with a stone that's needing to be replaced as well. So Jade, I don't know whether you can actually place that also, but spirit showing me that. Has anybody else got this information? David, there's an E, Elizabeth, or Betty, or Liz, something like that. I feel as if he may have had a stroke or something to do with the head. And I know that he's cremated. The ring matches. I just feel like there's something else that I need to, that I haven't. There's a hip operation or pins in the bones, if that makes sense. I'm also getting like pins in the bone, or you know when you break something and you have to have it replaced and there's pins in the bone. I'm being shown that as well. So I have to place that also. Does that make sense, Jade? With any of these partners, you know, would they have had a pin put in their bone, or from a hip fall or something like that? That's what they're showing me. You know, when you're working with spirit, they show you certain things. They can show you, you know, memories. Okay, all right, Jade. I feel like I am with you, because all of these things, spirit is actually showing me. So I know that, you know, that there's the pin in the bone. So your mum broke at skateboarding? Deborah, you broke at skateboarding? Okay, whatever. I do feel I have this gentleman here. I know that he was a car tinkerer. I know that he smells of oil and he worked with his hands. And I also know that there was something relative to his sort of like neck and above, if that makes sense. So I feel like all of these things coming together, there is spirit that's wanting to come forward and actually talk about things or connect with you, Jade. Okay. So I have to bring that through. I'm confused. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, Jade, no, I feel like it's you, because I've got a lot more information that's sort of like sitting there, if that makes sense. But I also am not going to discount, Deborah, that there's a link there for you as well. So I'm going to go with Jade first, and then Deborah, I'm going to come back to you if that's okay. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. So I know that I have a gentleman with the Dave or the D connection here, and it would be the grandfather. I don't see him as an overly tall man, and I do see him with a slight curvature in the spine as well. Okay, and he's got a hat on his head, and he's very polite, very understanding. And I have to say he feels younger than what he actually looks. That's the only way to say it. He doesn't feel his age, is what I'm being told. He doesn't feel his age. And he's making reference of somebody that injured themselves and needed pins in their bones, okay? So he's making reference of that. I can also see ripping up the carpet, or ripping up something on the floor, if that makes sense. And you know, he's just having a bit of a chuckle and saying to me that, you know, there's a lot buried under there. And I think this is more like an etheric kind of carpet rather than a physical carpet. If it might be both, but I feel like this is a etheric white carpet, and just he's making reference to how much stuff is swept under there, Jade. And I feel like he's wanting you to actually sort of like acknowledge and start to deal with things in your life rather than run away from it, if that makes sense. I'm seeing a key to a door, and I want to say, you know, a new business opportunities coming up for you. Because I'm seeing as key to the door, and I almost feel as if, you know, there's going to be the opportunity to open up a door for your own business, if that makes sense. So just hold on to that for 2 seconds and see if you can place anything there. Okay, Ronnie, no worries. Later, Tov. I don't know if you can place that, but that's the message anyway. He's wanting you to stop sweeping stuff under the carpet, and you know, start to deal with things. What actually happens is that, you know, when you do sweep stuff under the carpet, eventually the mound becomes that big that the carpet won't actually cover it anymore, and it will seep out. And I think that's where things are at the moment, Jade. You know, there's a lot going on here, and I just want to say to you, you know, it's time to sort of like peel back the layers and start to deal with things, because you are going to see, you know, you are going to feel a lot freer, and you're certainly going to sort of like be a lot more relieved once things are out in the open, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, Jade, I'm going to leave that with you. I do feel that he is trying to reach out to you, and I'm sure that you're going to be able to verify that information. But I'm going to send that through with love and light anyway, because I know that the information and the message certainly is relevant to where things are. And best of luck with your new business. I know that you do well. So I'm going to leave that one there. All right, let's have a look here. All right, I've got Nick's cards again. Let's have a look and see what we can get from these. Deborah, I'm going to read anyway. What have I got on this one? Deborah, yours is the hawk, which is the bird of messages, okay? But this is the message of peace, okay? You know, you are influenced by the moon, which is the feminine energy, and the power animal is the eagle, which is spirit. So peace is all around me. And I think you need to step back and actually realize that, you know, that your governing thing is that your governing influence is the moon, and that's our divine feminine. And I feel as if, you know, you need to sort of like bring that feminine energy back to you, because when we come a little bit imbalanced in ourselves, the pins, you know, when you you know, when you bring that back, or when you step into your divine feminine power, things will start to balance out a little bit. You know, when we become a little bit, you know, when we're females and we become a little bit too wrapped up in the divine masculine, things sort of like you know, start to be a little bit all over the place, if that makes sense. And then when we get caught up in, you know, the divine masculine, when, you know, when we're feminine, it's the same thing. You know, you have to be divine in your sex, okay? Otherwise it's not going to balance out, and things are going to be in disharmony rather than harmony, if that makes sense. So this influence is the moon, okay? We're influenced by the moon and the message of the hawk, okay? But we are governed by the power animal of the eagle, which is spirit, okay? Which is spirit. And so whenever spirit is around us, we know that peace is all around us, okay? And sometimes we just have to step into that peace, allow balance to come forward, allow harmony to come forward, and just be, okay? Just be for the sake of being. Don't have any agenda, don't have any expectations, and just simply be in the moment with spirit, okay? Be in that moment with spirit. So I'm going to leave that there with you, Deborah, and send lots of love. Hi, JJ. How are you? What's happening? How do you find Nick's cards? These are so cool. Hi, Sarah. I do. He sent me them. Bless his heart. I was so excited when I opened up the mail to find that he'd sent them. So yeah, I do love them, and I've waited so long for these cards. Like, I think they're awesome. Have you got it? Have you got your deck yet, Geordie? I remember when the first time I ever saw these cards, it was just this round circle bit, and they were cut out, and they were laminated in contact, I think, and they were really a really basic version. And he read with them like a trooper, and they were absolutely beautiful then. And there's a few changes that needed to be made, and tweaked and twerked and all of that sort of stuff. And this is the incredible result 3 years later, and I'm so proud of him. You had yours hand delivered. I had mine postman delivered. Same thing. But yeah, I'm so proud of him, and I think he's done an incredible job. And such an inspiration for us. And he's one of my dearest friends, and somebody I can consider my brother, and I love him dearly. Very inspirational. All right, Sarah, here we go. I feel like I'm drawn to you, so let's pull one out. Yours is the bat, hopefulness. Okay. Hopefulness. Bats eat fruit of creation. The celestial influence is the moon, okay, and the power animal is the hippo. I have choices and paths forward. Okay, I have choices and paths forward. Okay, when you have a look at the bat hangs upside down, and reminds me of the hangman from the tarot. I probably don't read these as well as Nick is ever going to, as well as Nick reads them, because they're his cards and he's incredible. However, when I look at the bat's upside down, and he's always looking at a different perspective. Okay, he's seeing things from a different angle, and I want to bring that to the forum as well, Sarah. So I want to say to you, have a look at things from a different angle. The celestial influence is the moon. Step into your divine power, okay? The power animal is the hippo, the susriya. Now, everybody thinks that hippos are beautiful and lovely, and aren't they cute? Yeah, they certainly are, but they're also the world's most dangerous animal, okay? And so you have to remember that, everybody, when pushed in the wrong direction, is going to be a hippo. They're going to come out, they're going to come fighting, okay? You have choices in the paths in which you can move forward in, but at the end of the day, you sort of like don't put too many choices in front of you, if that makes sense. Make a decision, okay? Make a decision and stick to it, because when we have too many choices, we tend to not choose, and we tend to not move forward. So, Sarah, what I am being guided to say to you is that, minimize your choices, choose one, and then go forward on that path and go forward on that journey. Have a look at your life from a different perspective. How can you make it better from a different perspective? When we continue to go down the same way, the same path, the same, trek, the same, we're going to get the same result. Okay, but if we can look at things from a different perspective, look at things from a different angle, we're going to see different options. That's what Spirit's talking about. You've got different options, different choices, and different paths that you can move forward. Okay, but don't cloud your judgment. Okay, don't cloud your judgment. Choose one, move down that one. If it doesn't work, by all means, then swap it. But don't take on too much at once. That's what I'm being guided to tell you. All right, now tonight, guys, I'm going to finish at 9:30 because I've had a massive week. But I do want to try and answer as many questions as I possibly can. Yeah, Geordie, I totally agree. So proud to watch him grow, and I agree with you totally. He's just a beautiful soul, and I'm really proud of him too. So yeah, there we go. So there you go, Sarah. Back to you. There's your message. Jodie Murphy, I will. All right, here we go. I'm going to do one of Nick's cards for you. Okay, Sparrow, trust. Okay, Sparrow, trust. All right, the card is the sun, the masculine energy, and the power animal is the grizzly bear. It is I trust myself, my thoughts, and my actions. I trust myself, my thoughts, and my actions. Okay. So this is talking about trusting yourself, Jody. If we can't trust ourselves, then we're not going to be able to trust anybody else. Okay. And so many of us look to other people to verify and clarify our decisions. And it shouldn't be that way. We can ask other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, we should be disciplined enough and strong enough to make a decision on our own based on what we know. And we do it all the same. I do it. I'm shocking when I go to a restaurant. I need to know what everybody else is eating. Like, what are you eating? What are you eating? What are you eating? And when I know what everyone else is eating, I'll order something. I don't know what it is. It's something that I've just always done. I need to know what other people are eating, which is kind of weird, really, but it happens. But this is just saying trust your inner guidance, okay? Jody, trust your inner guidance and trust that Spirit's providing for you the way that you need to provide to be provided for, if that makes sense. Everything happens for a reason, and what comes our way, um, is what we need to learn in this moment. There are no crappy decisions in life. There are just decisions and choices that we make that are right for us in that moment. So please remember that and trust that you are in the right direction, around the right people that you need to be around for the lessons that you need to learn in this moment. Spirit will tell us what we need to know, not necessarily what we want to know. So just remember that, okay? I say that to people when they come to me for a private reading. Whatever happens, the reading is guidance that you need to know. It may not be what you want to know. So just keep an open mind to that, okay? And Jody, I do hope that things go forward for you. And I know that, in trusting the sparrow, you will find the path and the direction and ultimately, the destination that you are, I guess, destined for in your journey back to divinity, in your journey back to self. Reminds me, guys, there's an incredible series on Netflix at the moment, which is called Surviving Death. If you haven't watched it, jump on and watch it. Talks about, mediumship. It talks about spirituality, spiritualism. It talks about near-death experiences. It really goes into some incredible detail about what we do as mediums, physical mediums and mental mediums. And it talks about how we see things and how we deal things. And I think for anybody studying spiritualism or mediumship, or even just somebody who's interested in it, it's a really valuable, mini series for you to actually watch. So if you haven't seen it, jump on Netflix. Surviving Death is what it's called, and it's a really good series. I hope that there's more coming. So yeah. Um, Do you get any negative, aggressive spirits? Kathy, no, I don't. Have I seen them in the past? Yes, but I don't tend to get them anymore. A question so many ask is great question. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Mel. Do you see Paul's ex still causing trouble for us? Yes, I do. It's an amazing series. Loved it. I saw this on Netflix the other day. Yeah, definitely watch it. It's really amazing to watch. Everyone else is enjoying it as well. Stacy Dunlop. Stacy, I want to say to you, don't make any rash decisions. I feel like you need to stay positive and you need to don't make any hasty decisions. Stay off the telephone, Stacy. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I feel like you need to stay off the telephone and don't entertain other people's opinions at this stage. That's what I'm being guided. So there you go. Do we see bad spirits? I'll just go over that again. Look, when people are living in this world, we might term them as bad, okay? But at the end of the day, it's the lessons that they have chosen to come down onto this platform to learn, okay? So sometimes they might want to learn, want to learn, I guess, what it feels like to be powerful, or what it feels like to be in control, or what it feels like to murder somebody. And these are the lessons that they come down with. And they're murderers and they're rapists and they're pedophiles and they're all these things, and they have the most horrible lessons that they've chosen in this lifetime. But when they pass over into spirit, they're not a negative spirit. Okay. A person who suffers pedophilia when they're down on this earthly plane doesn't necessarily be a pedophile spirit. Okay, there's no pedophile ghosts or anything like that. All of that is human emotion, human fears, human emotion, human connection. All of that is human existence. And when they step forward onto the other side, they cross over that bridge, they become the purest version of themselves, and they return back to their soul form, and back to divinity. And that, of course, doesn't have those emotions. So there's no negativity, there's no anger, there's no fear, there's no frustration, there's none of that. They're the purest version of themselves, just as they were at the time of creation. And all of those things and all those lessons that they had when they were on earth, remain on earth when they pass over, if that makes sense. Troublesome spirit, look, I guess when you're working with paranormal stuff, there are different types of paranormal activity. And you've got your parakinetic, which is stuff that moves around. Okay. And that can be heat energy. It can be due to spirit wanting to push things specifically. It's like watching Patrick Swayze try and push the penny in Ghost. Those type of things can happen when spirit want us to know things. But psychokinetic energy is usually just objects falling off a counter, or things that move, if that makes sense. But it's not necessarily sort of like intelligent spiritual activity or spirit activity. Then we've got the I guess the poltergeist stuff that people would refer to as poltergeist activity. And 90% of this is adolescent energy, fear, frustration, anger. And you've got to have a look at when a young kid is stuck in between being a child and being an adult. It can be really frustrating, because they want the roles and responsibility as an adult, but they don't have the mind and the coping mechanisms to be able to cope with being an adult. And so they're stuck in between that hard place. Their body's running with hormones, all sorts of shit's going on. And it is at that time that the sort of like the PK energy steps in, and it can be a little bit, I guess, destructive, okay, for want of a better word. But it's just energy. Very much is that poltergeist energy where things get thrown around, and things get pushed here and pushed there. That's what we call psychokinetic again. All right. We also have another type of spirit energy, which is residual energy. And this is what we see on some ghost tours and some paranormal investigations. The same time, the same place, the same sound, all of that sort of stuff is residual energy that's been stuck in a loop, and continues to play long after, the people that have lived there have passed on, if that makes sense. And then we have what's called the intelligent life beings. And that's the ones I guess we talk to in spirit, where they respond, okay? Where they do respond to us. So we'll ask them the question, they'll respond. And some of that, that examples will be utilizing Ouija. And there's a lot of misconceptions about Ouija. It's just another spirit tool, okay? And I guess, like anything, anything can be dangerous in the hands of the wrong people. But if you're educated and you're mature about it, things like Ouija and planchette can be very useful spirit tools. And, there's nothing wrong with using them. It's just, what Hollywood has created, and the false sense of fear that's been instilled that it's something bad. So, those three things, the primary things that you will see in paranormal activity. And for the most part, no, they're not negative at all, because negativity is, at the end of the day, human emotion. Okay. And if there is any negativity, it's probably going to be residual more than anything else. What have we got here? Have you ever done an exorcism or known of anybody who has? It's like how we are made to believe it is. Yes, I have witnessed an exorcism. For me, it was pretty scary, and it was something I certainly wouldn't want to revisit. Have I seen negative energies that are in this platform? Yes, I have. And I certainly would stay away from it. Have I seen a possessing before? Yes, I have. It's not something that happens very often. It's quite rare. And at the time, I wasn't aware that that's what I was going through. That's what I was watching happen. It happened to my flatmate. And it happened over a period of time. It wasn't something that just happened overnight. It was something that was progressive, and I guess then eventually sort of like came to a head, and I guess the shit hit the fan, and the rest is paranormal history. But yes, I have seen an exorcism. I've also seen a full blown possession, but only one of each during my time, if that makes sense. I'm just reading Courtney's message. Can you answer? How do I clear my mind after readings? I have some incredible guides, Jenny, and they take care of all of that for me. I've set up my guidance and my guides to be able to do that, and I simply sort of like walk away. Sometimes I'll have a glass of water. If I've just come back from an event, I'll have a shower. And funny enough, the the energy that I might have taken on board during my reading, it sends me to the bathroom, and I literally get rid of my shit. Basically, in a gross kind of way. Usually I'll end up in the bathroom after sort of like a reading or after a platform show or something like that. But yeah, that's how my body gets rid of sort of like anything residual that I might hanging around. Yes, I do believe in telepathic communication, most definitely, Kathy. I've had some incredible experiences with that. And, I've just completed a death doula course as well. And some of the information that you learn from in that course. And I think that for anybody that does mediumship, a death doula course and accompanying death doula course is something that they should look at, because the information that I certainly picked up is very valuable, and I think that it not only is it going to increase the power of my readings and my empathy towards the people that I'm reading for, but also for the loved ones that have both passed over and been left behind, which is such a beautiful thing. Yeah, sure, I can. Yeah, I loved it. I've just completed it. I've seen the spirits come for people. You're a nurse. There you go, Deb. Yeah, something that quite often is spoken about is the ancestors coming forward for their loved ones, and quite often you'll see them sit up in bed and they'll be talking, and it's like, who are you talking to? And they'll be talking to their mum that's been dead 40 years, or their 50 years, and they'll be talking to their brother that passed over, or their grandfather, or their husband that's passed over. They'll come and get them, and there's always somebody on the other side of the bridge that come there to meet them. But they do slip in and out of they do slip in and out of I guess consciousness, if that makes sense. See their loved ones, and have a good old yarn, and then eventually they pass over and stay there, of course. Her dad called out home. Oh, that's so cool. Your grandma before she passed. Nice. I mean, not nice, but you know what I mean. Really cool. Yeah, it is an incredible documentary. But yeah, they do talk to that. Had a patient tell them to make a cup of tea. Yeah, they see them as if they're right here. Because a few years ago, A few years ago, I sat with somebody who was passing over, and as hard as it was because I was emotionally connected to him as a loved one, I also saw it from a different perspective as a medium. And when you see the veil, just shift, and you see it open up, and it was just the most incredible vision. I'll never forget it. And it's like, I saw the veil sort of like tear open to come and get him. And it happened probably three times for over the 16 days where he was transitioning, and then eventually he did go over. um and just the energy of it, it was like that golden light that just filled the room. And I remember looking at it, and it was just like stardust. It was absolutely incredible, and such a beautiful thing to be able to witness. So yeah, I think that's, it's such a beautiful thing. What are we witnessing here? Why are deaths so traumatic sometimes to get to the other side? One thing that I can tell you is that that death itself is not painful. Death itself is not traumatic. Okay, but sometimes the diseases, or the ailments, or the human breakdown of the human matter prior to that passing is a little bit traumatic. But death itself is not painful. There's no pain in dying. I'm just reading the messages, Kathy. I know she passed minutes before the call. I saw the person. Had my parents reaching out and talking to them. Oh, that's so beautiful. Why are we sometimes left without answers and missing people? Missing people, I guess, is our own ego, our own self-importance, that we have this expectation that they should be here and they should be with us and they should be communicating with us. And I guess that is a part of self-importance. When somebody passes over, it's the people that get left behind that find it the most difficult, because suddenly they've got a loved one that isn't there anymore. And it's like, well, who am I going to have a cup of tea with now? And who am I going to share my life with now? And who am I going to talk to now? And quite often in transition of a loved one, we make it about ourselves, and we actually forget it's them going through the transition and not actually us. And something that so many people don't know how to do is hold sacred space. um, you know, hold sacred space for them. And I think that one of the biggest lessons and one of the biggest gifts that you can give a person that's in transition is to hold that sacred space without making it about yourself. Everybody goes through grief, day in and day out for so many different things. And death, dying, and transition is just a part of addressing our own mortality, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly, Pam. When your son was passing over, he said, "Don't worry, Mum, Nan will be there," because she would have come to get him. Just like we're living here, they're living on the other side. Okay, and there's a bridge in between, and they cross over the bridge, and whoever's there to receive them, that's where they go to. Okay, it's like putting your kid on a plane, and your grandparents receiving him at the other end. That's exactly what it's like. JJ, have an amazing evening. I can't wait to work with you. Why are some killed and never found? Okay. Why are some killed and never found? It's just their bodies, babe. That might have been their lesson for this journey. Or their parents might have had the lesson of pain and grief and all those sort of things. But when somebody is crossed over, they go back to their soul. They go back to that divine essence of who they were in the beginning. And it's just their physical bodies that's not found. They themselves are not lost. Okay, that it's just their physical bodies that aren't found. There you go, Jenny. The same thing applies with orbs. There's so many, different variations and interpretation on, what is an orb and what does an orb do. And, I think that, you know, for me, an orb is energy. I've seen some incredible orbs as a paranormal investigator, and I do believe they hold energy, and I do believe they hold a consciousness, and so for me, I'm not going to discount the value of them, if that makes sense. And I think that when you're looking at like things like a shooting star, it's energy. Spirit will manifest in the form of energy because that's essentially what they are. And Lisa Williams explained it once that when manifesting in the physical form, it takes a spirit the same amount of energy that it would to light the MCG. To appear, if that makes sense, to appear in this physical form. So yeah, that's how much energy that it takes to actually present. So when you see a loved one in spirit, make sure you pay attention, because they lighten up a football field for you. So there you go. That's pretty much it's just really cool. And for those of you that are wondering, hearing is the last sense that goes as somebody passes over. So no matter whether they're in a coma, if they're non-responsive, no matter what's going on, talk to your loved ones because they can hear you. I'm just reading some of your messages. You're really cool. So yeah, just remember to talk. Okay, no regrets. But yeah, get onto that Surviving Death on Netflix. That's really cool. All right, guys. I am going to leave it there for tonight because I have had a really big week and being my first week back cutting hair. I know it will all sort of settle down. And I just want to say to you, be kind and be gentle to yourselves. We're really hard on ourselves at times, and we judge ourselves, and all of that is ego. Okay, all of it is ego. He's Di saying that's why you should go into a development class. What I was to my sister came through in a reading, no one would know that information. Yeah, yeah, they will tell you stuff. Of course, they're there. They watch what's going on. They know things. Spirit are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, and I am blessed to be able to share that with you. Look, as a medium, it can be a little bit taxing at times. It does take it out of us physically, and our physical body. And there are a lot of mediums that don't have the best health, but we soldier on and get through it and do what we need to do in order to be the best version of ourselves for you and for spirit, doing the job that we need to. So Melanie's put this up here. Myself and Geordie James will be appearing at Open Arms Spiritual. Mel, I don't know the name, smack me about it later, but 28th of February we'll be on the platform there, and I'll be on the platform this coming Sunday in Williamstown at 3 p.m. So I'll put those details up. It won't be tonight. I'll try and get to it tomorrow, but I'll put those details up, and yeah, you can come down in person and watch the show, which is so exciting. I can't wait. I just love live audiences. There's nothing like it. Spirit is a lot stronger and bouncy, and you can, it's easier to grab the information, and it's so quick. So, it's absolutely awesome. Hi, Caitlin. Thank you. Yeah. So, look, I might even sort of like down the track, sort of like put in a workshop on, death, dying, and transition, and put some of the death doula content in there for those of you that are wanting to learn it. And I'm happy to certainly teach that. But anyway, there we go. Open Arms Spiritual Centre at Carrington Park, Knoxville, 1 p.m. There you go. Mel's put that up for you. And it's such an amazing venue too. I love that venue, and Melanie always puts on a really good show. And probably down the track we'll be doing a fundraiser as well. I'm hoping it's going to be for the Imagination Library. Hint, hint, Melanie. But if it isn't, then it's going to be certainly an incredible evening nonetheless. And we always get some amazing mediums in on those fundraisers, which is, you know, just us doing our bit, which is all really cool. So everyone, have an amazing night. Take each moment as it comes. You know, don't sit too much in the past, and you know, don't jump too far ahead. Concentrate on the now, what you need to do now, and what lessons you need to learn now. Concentrate on those, okay? Because too many of us sit in the past and you know, crave for the future, and so much of the now and the now tense is being missed out on. And life is about experiencing as much as we can. Okay, so get down to the barber shop during the week. It's Devon Barbers in I'm having another brain fart, in Doncaster, and Tuesday to Saturday I'm there cutting hair. And of course I've got my development class tomorrow night, so if you want to learn something, or you just want to have a look, then you know, give me a tingle tomorrow and I'll put you in the group and put you in class. So yeah. Hi Lisa. Hi and bye. Sending love. Have to catch up with you, babe. Give my love to Jane, and I'll talk to you soon. And yeah, lots of love, guys. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind, and don't forget to do something good for yourself. For those of you that have joined internationally, thank you so much for staying awake. You know, it's always a pleasure to have my international, you know, my international peoples. I'm not going to use the word fans because that's wanky, but you know, followers, I guess, supporters. But you know, that sounds like a football club, so I'm just going to say peoples. You know, I love the fact that you know, you stay up late to watch these shows, and I do try and do the best that I can to bring something to the platform for you guys each and every week. I know that you know, it's probably been a little bit less in readings today, but sometimes, you know, the banter is about talking about things as well. And I think that, you know, a lot of things that we've discussed tonight are viable and important. And you know, readings we could do next time, right, guys? Anyway, if you do want a private reading, contact me, strangepsychicbarber.com. You know, feel free to gift one as a present to your loved ones as well. You know, they may not have the courage to book a reading, but, you know, when you give it to them, you know, they feel obliged, and, you know, they might need some guidance. Remember that. I've always got gift vouchers available. And I will see you all same time, same bat channel next Sunday evening. Have an incredible week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and learn to love yourself a bit more. Okay, take the pressure off. Have your coffee. It's your meditation. Remember, when you're having a coffee, have your coffee. Block out the world and just be with your caffeine. That's the best way to meditate. That's my thing. Now, today's mantra: approach the universe with Teo, and evil will have no power. There you go, from the God of Guru himself, Dr. Wendaya. I'll share that with you off my little calendar. That's today's mantra. There you go. All right, guys, love you, leave you, be good, and I'll talk to you all soon.